All right, so before we get started, and you already saw what the topic is about for this video, I want to go over the platform that we need first to get the automation working, right? And that is Kai API. And the reason we're using this platform, it's because it is the most economical and equivalent in terms of quality compared to other platforms. We need VEO3 API to run the automation, right? So once you get your account, you're going to notice that VEO3 has two things, fast and quality. And quality is basically the one that everyone's raging about, that it's outstanding and all of this, which I mean, it is. But VEO3 fast it's really, I'll probably give it a 90% of just VEO3. And it's a fraction of the cost compared to different platforms. Other platforms charge you about $6 to $8 for an 8-second video, which is pretty pricey. This one charges you 40 cents to run VEO3 fast. And like I said, the quality is, I would say, 90% there. It's really, really good. I mean, you can see it here, right? So if you decide to run VEO, like the quality one, which is this one, it's still cheaper here compared to other platforms that charge you, again, $6 to $8. So this is the platform you need to get, okay? All right, with that out of the way, let's get to it. All right, so we are now doing text to video for VEO3 or VEO3, however you want to say it. Now, you're going to see that the structure is fairly similar to the other ones, right? However, this part right here, it's completely different. It is night and day compared to the previous one. So what I noticed testing out VEO3 for several days now, literally that was my only focus, is VEO3 produces very quality work with detailed prompts, very detailed prompts. And it performs even better when you provide an image, but we're not gonna get there. That's a different video. But the composition of this automation revolves around getting to that detail. Okay, so I want to show you some videos, and this is through the automation. I cherry pick maybe one or two, but I have so many videos. I just grab random ones because there were just so many. I was not going to go through all of them, just cherry pick a selection. So we're going to start with this one. Okay. If you hear the sound actually is generated by VEO3. And this looks awesome. Okay. A little bland face, but and then lastly, so this automation produced all those videos, right? And it's fetching the idea from the video generation that we've created in the previous videos. So I want to spend time really going over this part, because if you've seen all the videos so far, everything kind of trails, right? It's sequential in a sense that the structure is fairly similar. Now, we have three different types of, we're going to run this so you guys can see ways to structure this. As I mentioned, VEO3 takes in very detailed information and produces high quality videos. And through so much testing, I've gotten to a place where I feel that's relatively really good. Could there be improvements? 100%, right? And you definitely can grab this and tweak it to your own liking. Not every prompt is going to be the same. Like if you want something that is, let's say you're selling a product and you want to showcase that product, you're going to have to tweak the specific prompt to really hone in on that, right? Everything revolves around the prompt that's being fed to the LLMs to produce an output, which then feeds to here. Now, the way this is structured, okay, we have a scene analysis, a creative director, and technical director. Now, the creative director gets the input from the scene analysis, and we're going to see this one by one. And then the technical director gets the input from the creative director, which then just, for the most part, grabs 90% of what the creative director has done and then refines it. I've ran this and this through CDance, through VEO, and I'm going to tell you that 90% of the time, the technical director did a better job, right? I mean, you're grabbing the 90% of whatever the output is here and then just refining it, tweaking it. 90% of the time, this output outperform the creative director. So yeah, there are layers into this, right? Like any motion pictures, right? Production, you have segregation of duties here to produce, the movies that we see. I try to do the same here with very minimal effort, because there sometimes it's just redundancies, and when you add too much, it doesn't perform better. Okay, so and yes, I've added different layers, and I've come to this structure that performs very, very well. Again, can it be better? 100%. Maybe the prompt needs to tweak a little bit. Now, let's run this. We're going to see that the scene analysis, right? Let's see the JSON. Let me move myself. We're grabbing here, a lot of detail just from this idea. Now, you're going to see that the idea, it is a little bit more compared to the previous ones, right? So if we go back, right, these are the ones that we've done, points of views, right, which are very short and sweet. The other ones that I have, which I am still testing, some of them are I test manually. That's why there isn't a one, because these are actually posting to my Instagram account. I'm just letting it run. You're gonna see that these are smaller. These are a little bit more, have more a little detailed. Now, it gets that information, and then it starts saying, trying to depict, okay, what type of genre that is. Okay, sci-fi and space. Awesome. What type of location, right? Modern home, living room, or workspace, right? Contemporary, scale, intimate, indoor, domestic, right? All of this. Like you have, this is the script, right? Grabbing the criteria of everything as to how you want to formulate the creative writing process. All of this then gets fed to the creative director, right? As you can see here in the prompt, right? it gets fed to the creative director. This is now running again. Let's go through this. Oh, it's running because it's a scheduled trigger. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. And we're going to go through this so it doesn't do that again. Now you're going to see that it grabs all of this. Okay, it grabs all of the left side and then creates a script, right? It takes all those inputs, right? And then the system prompt, basically telling the LM what they need to do, right? Gives examples step by step, what type of camera they need to be using, etc. Right? Now, the technical director does the same thing, right? Okay, it's going through here now, so not the switch. I'm gonna pause this for a second. Let this run. All right, it's going. Now, the technical director, right? As you can see, it's fairly the same, right, for a lot of things, right? But there's some stuff that gets adjusted, very minimal stuff that makes a world of a difference. This time we just grabbed the content because that's all there is to input, and then we still have a system prompt, right? Again, I've gone through this so much to come up with these types of prompts, which you all have access to. That's being part of the community. And then it goes through this. Okay, so I am going to gravity reversal, Wi-Fi connection. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, right? So we're actually just going to run this flow. Okay, we're gonna run the flow, and what I want to explain to you guys a little bit more is the code, right? Because this is something different compared to the previous flows. Now, if I go to their documentation, and if you bear with me for a second, let me pull it up because I don't have it up. VEO3, here we go. Okay. Okay, so if you see the documentation, you have all of this. I think there's 12. Let's count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I do not want to expand this to 11. However, I can't use an if because there are other things I want to consider, like processing and if it's waiting for the server, which is processing right here, and then 500, which is server error, unexpected error occur while processing your request. This actually could still process the request, hence why I have a looping around, right, without the loop, but it basically loops around. But then we have these right here that these are failed, completely failed. Now I can go into the switch and add every single one by one, which will make this pretty long. And I don't want that. So to not do that, we basically did a simple code, okay? And again, you're gonna be doing this. You're gonna have Claude help you, or ChatGPT, or Grok, or Gemini, right? Just tell them, hey, I need to do this, right? I need to get 200, 400, and 500. I already have 200 and 400 and 500 figured out. What I need to do is exclude these right here. How do I do that? I'm working on N8N, and I'm using the switch. Can I use the switch, or do I need to use a code? And this is going to come down to preference, right? Whatever makes it easier for you. There are times where you need it to be readable, so whoever grabs your flow or code understands what's happening. And code tends to be harder to read opposed to these flows. However, there's exceptions to the rules where it's fairly simple to understand the code like this, right? If you really take the time. So this is basically, hey, if it equals 200, right, success. If it equals 400, then it's processing. If it equals 500, then it's server error. Everything else, right, as you can see here, it's going to fall under fail. Now, what would be good here is to add some some notes. Hey, this code does this. You actually, that should be part of your best practice. However, I'm not going to do that because this is, to me, simple to understand. But if it were a larger code, having notes would definitely help. Now, I'm not gonna have you guys wait until this is done. All right, so I'm gonna pause, and then once this is done, we're gonna go and see the video. All right. Right. It just finished, and you can see that it actually looped around 3 times, right? And I still don't understand that because in through the actual UI, this doesn't happen. Whatever. It is what it is. So we're gonna get the final video and I get in there and we're gonna watch it. And I haven't seen it, so this is gonna be a blind reaction. Let's see if this is any good. I already like what I'm seeing. I'm gonna put myself. Where do I put myself down? I'll put myself all the way at the bottom here. All right. Volume up. Let's watch it. I have no clue what that was. What am I seeing here? Something's happening there. And then let's see what this was about. Because I don't remember. Wi-Fi connection soul. Your soul literally connects from your body when the Wi-Fi. Oh, your soul literally disconnects from your body when the Wi-Fi goes out. Oh. Okay, the video makes sense now. Let's watch it again. Wi-Fi goes out. Okay, so the prompt actually, this high level view definitely gives you kind of like a clear view as to what you're trying to watch, and this makes perfect sense. And I think the video was executed very well. Actually, let's watch it one more time. So we have the Wi-Fi going there, and then it goes out. And okay. I have nothing bad to say about this. This executed perfectly. So, and this actually should have posted on my Instagram, and we're gonna check, and yeah. So I don't know if you guys can see that, right? It's there. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy.